Hey, it is Brent Daniels, Mr. TTP, and let me guess that you just read this book and that little spark in your brain went off and you decided that you are going to be a real estate investor. Okay, now what? Right? How do you find opportunities? How do you find these amazing deals? As Robert Kiyosaki says, the deal of a lifetime comes around about once a week, and it is absolutely true. But how do you find deals? How do you source real estate opportunities? I'm here to tell you in this video that there are only 3 ways to find deals, to find opportunities, to start building up your financial future through finding discounted properties, okay? Because that is the most proven path to financial freedom, without a doubt, is sourcing discounted properties. So how do you go about it? There's only 3 ways. I'm going to break it down in this simple chart, but there's 5 considerations that you have to think about. You literally have to sit down and think about where you want to put your efforts, where you want to put your time, how you want to build your business. Because if you don't do this in the beginning, if this is not the foundation of your business, then you are going to be all over the place. You're going to start and you're going to stop. The 3 Ds are going to beat you up, and that's doubt, distraction, and disappointment, right? Those things are going to beat you up, and you're going to not be as successful as you want to be. And I don't want that to happen for you. So I want you to make this choice. Now listen, I'm going to be completely biased. I'm always completely biased because I know what instruction to give you so that you can keep the most amount of money in your business and get the best deals. But this is about you. You have to look into yourself. You need to have enough self-awareness to understand which route you want to go. So let's talk about the 5 considerations that I want you to think about, and this chart outlines it perfectly, okay? Number 1 is freedom of schedule. Listen, I don't care if you have financial freedom. If you don't have a freedom of schedule, what's the point? We only have a certain amount of time here, right? So what's the idea is that we get all of our finances in order so that we can have the freedom to do the things that we want to do with the people we want to do it with. That is freedom of schedule. Time is the most precious thing, right? So freedom of schedule is the first one. Number 2 is competition. How many people are going after the same deals that you are? Number 3 is the cost. Because it is my mission in life to make sure that you keep as much money from every single deal as possible. Because then you take the money from your deals, if you earn income from them, if you get cash from them, which is typically where we start out, which is called wholesaling real estate, where we get big influxes of cash coming in so that we can buy the assets to create passive income. That's the path, right? Source real estate opportunities, get cash, put it into assets, real estate assets, so that we can get passive income that covers all of our expenses. Boom, now we are financially free. So cost is really important. That leads right into the profit margin, right? The profit margin is, what is the bottom line? The profit should be your profit should be the first consideration. Your income minus how much profit you want should be your expenses. It's in the book, Profit First. Fantastic book. You should definitely read it if you're going to be serious about your real estate business. And the 5th one is predictability. Okay? Predictability is a really interesting one. It's a little sneaky, to be honest, because predictability can throw you off. This goes back to your schedule. Being able to control what's going on in your environment that's what we want. We want a predictable schedule and environment. We don't want to just be going all over the place, helter-skelter, and everything's just thrown in on us, and we don't know how. It's like a controlled chaos. We don't want that. We want something smooth. We want something proven, and we want something that we can build on and then build out so that we can scale our business. So let's break this down. There's only 3 ways to get real estate deals, okay? Number 1 is you wait for it, okay? This is by Referrals. This is fantastic. If you've ever been a real estate agent, if you've ever had a business, if you've ever done anything, having referrals come into you is fantastic because there's low competition on referrals. They already trust you. They're referred to you by somebody else, so typically they're not getting other bids from other people. The cost is low because you didn't pay for that. It's just from the relationships that you build, which allows you to have that high profit margin. But let's look at some of the little issues with getting referrals and building it. Is it predictable? No. It's not. You don't know when somebody's going to call you. You don't know when it's going to be out of the blue and somebody's going to say, hey, my cousin needs to sell his rental house because it's totally destroyed. Or, hey, the neighbor down the street knows that you buy houses and they need a lot of work and they don't want to do it. So do you want to give them a cash offer? And that predictability also affects your freedom of schedule, right? Because if somebody's referring you somebody and you're on vacation, you're at the gym, you're on a date, you're doing things, you don't answer the phone call, maybe they go to somebody else. And then when you get that referral, you have to get on the phone with people at a certain amount of time so that they understand that you're serious about buying their property. And you need to switch your brain from whatever you are doing to now you are being a real estate investor. Plus, it takes time. The freedom of schedule is tough on this because it takes time to build up your reputation in your community as the guy or gal that buys ugly houses, let's be honest, or buys rental houses, right? It takes a long time to build that up. So waiting for it, the competition, fantastic. Cost, great. Profit margin, unbelievable. But you do have to build it up. You have to build yourself up as the authority in your market, which takes some time. And you got to be out all the time. You got to go to meetups all the time. You got to be networking all the time. And it's not necessarily predictable. Now, at some point when you have enough people referring you business, it will get predictable. But in the beginning, it definitely is not. You don't know when your next deal is going to come. Okay, let's go for number 2, which is the traditional way to get deals, which is to buy deals, right? This is marketing. This is bandit signs. This is pay-per-click or internet leads or Facebook leads or direct mail, right? This is when you are like, this one is tough, right? The best thing going for this is you can get predictable. You can understand if you send out enough, if your processes are clean enough to where somebody's calling you, that's what marketing does. Marketing gets people to call you. Right? And as long as your processes are clean enough, you can predict that I need to send out 10,000 letters to get a deal. I need to send out 500 letters to get a deal. I need to put out 300 bandit signs to get a deal. Whatever it is, you can start working the numbers and it can be predictable, which is the best thing going forward, but it's expensive. It is expensive. Do you have the budgets to compete with the big guys? You know, there's so many iBuyers now, the Zillows, right? Zillow's buying properties all over the place. The Open Door, OfferPad. I mean, all these people, all these companies are pooling together a ton of funds to buy properties at just a sliver of a discount. So they're going to outbid you. But they're spending in some markets $1 million a year sending out marketing. Can you compete with that? That goes to your competition, and it's the easiest thing to coach. Let me be honest with you. As a real estate investing coach, the easiest thing to coach is send out letters, build this website, and the deals will roll in. It's the easiest. There's no skills involved there. Desperate sellers, motivated sellers, distressed sellers call you and ask if you can buy their house. It's fantastic. It's wonderful. But it's expensive. I'm telling you, in Phoenix, it just keeps going up and up and up. It'll get to the point where it costs $10,000 for one deal in pay-per-click and $10,000 for one deal in direct mail. Those are the facts. It's not quite there yet, but it's inching up there every single month because more people come in, more people understand, send out mail, boom, and it's done, right? And the cost, I mean, when your cost is that high, your profit margins are going to be low. My point to you is keep as much money as possible. That's the whole point. The whole point is for the money to go into your business account or personal account to buy assets for your family. This is changing your financial future, right? That's the whole point of this thing. So, and then the freedom of schedule is, in my opinion, the worst part about marketing for deals, because you literally have to answer the calls live when something comes in or respond to an internet lead within, on average, 3 minutes. Okay, can you drop everything? If they call you at 8:30 at night, you're tucking your kids into bed. Can you, oh, sorry, kids, save the prayers for later. I'm going to go answer this phone because I just spent $10,000 in direct mail and I can't afford to lose out on this opportunity. Or I just got this alert on my phone and it's a pay-per-click lead and I need to call them right now, honey. I know we're at dinner and I know it's our anniversary, but I got to take this. Or, oh, you know what? I can't go to the gym unless it's like 4 o'clock in the morning so that I don't worry about missing any calls. It is so much anxiety. It's like burying you in anxiety. It is unbelievably difficult. I'm telling you, well, Brent, why don't I just hire somebody? Great. So you're going to put that stress and anxiety on somebody that you're going to hire for a fraction of the profits? Guess what? Things are going to slip through the cracks. Guess what? You're going to keep having to hire new people because they're going to burn out. Guess what? The processes aren't in place to be able to be consistent and get every single deal that calls in because it's just human error. Okay? Nobody's going to care about your business more than you. So if you think you're just going to hire somebody to answer the calls and be charming and witty and be able to negotiate and pre-qualify all these leads, you're wrong. You're absolutely wrong. And then the last way, the way that I push the TTP, talk to people, is like it's an action, right? It's an action, and that is being proactive. Those other two types, referrals and marketing, are reactive. This is being on offense. This is not being on defense. This is being on offense. This is setting your own schedule. You talk to sellers, distressed sellers, when you want to because you're reaching out to them. From 9 to noon every single day, 5 days a week for 5-6 years, I made calls to get my pipeline of leads built up to consistently close a deal every single week. Build it up, build it up, build it up. Get more people to call. It is, I'm telling you, being proactive. It's like the sun shining and the birds are chirping and everything is better because you are setting your own schedule. I didn't have to worry about incoming calls. I didn't have to worry about people calling me or referring me business because I was, from 9 to noon every single day, going out and I was hunting. I was on offense. And the beautiful thing is, it's a huge hurdle. Nobody wants to make cold calls or knock on cold doors. That's the two ways to be proactive. You either go to the door or you pick up the phone and you call them. Guess what? Your competition doesn't want to do it. You know why? Because they feel like they're too good for it. You want to know why? Because they haven't been trained. You know why? Because they can't accept rejection. You want to know why? Because they think that people being mad at them is the worst thing in the world, as opposed to understanding that somebody that you're going to talk to today needs your help in your community. Needs your help to solve the problem that they have with their property. I don't know anybody like that. Of course you don't. But the fact is 6 to 10% of the real estate market is in distress at all times. At all times. It just depends on what market you're in. The 6 or the 10%. So look how many houses, just Google it. How many properties are in your market? Times that by 6% or 10%. There is a conveyor belt of opportunities out there. There is too much opportunities. I'm telling you, there is more deals out there than there are investors going for it. And your competition doesn't want to pick up the phone and call them because they want people to call them because they want to feel better. You know what makes you feel better? You know what makes me feel better? Having more money. Having more income come into the account so that I can buy assets, so that you can buy assets. That makes me feel warm and fuzzy. I don't care if somebody's rejecting me. I'm interrupting their day. I'm stepping into their life without permission. They have the right to be mad at me. They have the right to reject me. Next, move on. I mean, come on. I mean, there is somebody out there that has their head in the sand. They will not call anybody for help. They don't want to drag anybody into their issues. And those are the people that when you call, you are a huge blessing. You're never a burden when you help them out of their situation. That is the absolute truth. My company's made millions of dollars doing this. I am telling you, this is real life. And the beautiful thing is it doesn't cost much. It doesn't cost nearly as much as the cost for, I mean, literally, it could cost nothing if you want to just go and knock on doors of ugly houses. Or you get a list of pre-foreclosures and get their phone numbers and call them, or probates, or you just drive for dollars. You use the Deal Machine app. I hope you use the TTP coupon code if you use the Deal Machine app. But it gives you all the information for the property owner of any ugly house throughout the whole country. It's all there. It's amazing. The technology right now is absolutely incredible. And you can literally call them right there, or you can go to their door and just knock on it. The cost is so low, which means the profit margins are so high. And guess what? When you have enough results, just like with the marketing efforts, just with buying business, it becomes predictable. Your business will become predictable. You will know how many people you need to talk to on a weekly, monthly, yearly basis to hit your financial goals. That's it. This business comes down to one thing, and that is consistent, quality conversations with distressed property owners. Is that a lot? There's a lot in there. Yes. Quality conversation, that's your tone of voice. That's what you say. That's your confidence and certainty and likability. Distressed property owners, that depends on the list that you pull. The easiest one is driving for dollars. Use the Deal Machine app. Use the TTP code so you get it at $40 a month. And you're off and running. And consistency. You're just doing it every single day. It becomes like anything else. It becomes a habit. But this habit pays you $500 an hour, $1,000 an hour, $2,000 an hour. Who knows? Depends on the market. But I'm telling you, people are making that every single day of the week. It checks all the boxes. Freedom of schedule, low competition, the cost is low. You keep more money and it becomes predictable. Okay, I hope with my energy and my passion, I am like pulling you towards being proactive out there, because I am telling you, if you don't have a huge budget, which I didn't, I was $742,000 of an office lease judgment against me. I wasn't at zero. I was in the hole $742,000. I didn't have the budget to pay for it to get going. And can you afford to throw savings from your job that you work 9 to 5 and hope and pray that somebody calls in your lunch hour or your off hour or when you're off so that you can get a deal? I mean, come on. If you're in the military, if you've got a full-time job, if you're a nurse, if you're a police officer, if you're a teacher, I mean, this is the perfect opportunity to be proactive. I mean, being proactive is the only way, because you're earning the business every single day and it's on your schedule until the point where you're earning so much that you never have to go back to those jobs again, to where you have the freedom of schedule to build this business, to build the business of sourcing real estate opportunities every single day. How do those guys own 50 to 100 rental properties? How do these guys own 4,000 apartments? They learn how to source deals first, and then they build from there. You've got 3 choices. You either wait for it, you buy it, or you earn it. I hope that you go out. I hope that I've convinced you to go out there and earn it. I love you guys. I think that this is a special group. Anybody watching this, or hearing this, it is a special, special group. People, the general population doesn't want to be real estate investors. They don't have the passion that you have. They don't want to source real estate opportunities. They're just doing what they do. They're just going through life. You're special. We're a small sliver of people, and I love you. I hope that I've convinced you. And until next time, see ya.